At this time, I will call to order the meeting of the Chautauqua County Legislature on April 24th, 2024. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Anthony.
Here.
Mr. Bankowski.
Here.
Mr. Buchanan.
Here.
Mrs. Gustafson. Mr. Harmon.
Here.
Mr. Heiser.
Here.
Mr. Johnson is absent. Mr. Landy.
Here.
Mr. Larson.
Here.
Mr. Nelson.
Here.
Mr. Nebel.
Here.
Ms. Parker.
Here.
Mr. Pavlock.
Here.
Mr. Penhollow.
Here.
Mr. Proctor. Mr. Scudder.
Here.
Ms. Vanstrom.
Here.
Mr. Wilfong.
Here.
Chairman Shagnon.
Here.
There are 18 members present and 1 member absent. There is quorum.
Thank you. And we will now have the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance by Legislator Scudder.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We especially thank you for this evening, for this opportunity we have to gather together to serve the people of Chautauqua County. We thank you for your example as the greatest servant of all time, and we thank you that you took that to the cross for us. We pray that you be with us during this meeting with our decisions. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I will now turn the floor over to Legislator Scudder.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tonight, I would like to take a few moments to honor our former fellow county legislator, Frank J. Gould III. Jay was born on February 6, 1942 in St. Paul, Minnesota. Jay was a graduate of Chautauqua St. Mary's School in Minnesota. After some brief investigation, I learned that Chautauqua St. Mary's is a very prestigious private school with many graduates playing hockey in the NHL. Jay was a lifetime farmer and co-owner of Chautauqua Perennial Gardens. He also worked for Chautauqua County Soil and Water Conservation District for many years as well. Jay served as a Chautauqua County legislator representing District 17 for 22 years, retiring in 2022. He was chairman of the legislature from 2012 to 2016. I'd like to share 2 quotes about Jay and his service. County Executive P.J. Wendel said, "Jay's dedication to public service, unwavering integrity, and steadfast commitment to our community set an exemplary standard for us all." Legislator Chairman Pierre Chagnon stated, "Jay's dedication to public service and his unwavering commitment to bettering our county's future will be remembered and cherished by all who had the privilege of working alongside him." Frank J. Gould III passed away peacefully on April 1st, 2024, leaving behind many loving family members and friends. Thank you.
Thank you. We now have on the agenda the approval of the minutes of March 27th meeting of the county legislature. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes? I have a motion by Legislator Bankowski and a second by Legislator Wilfong. Is there any discussion on the motion to accept the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Now we have the first privilege of the floor. Members of the public may comment on any subject relating to any local law, resolution, or motion appearing on tonight's agenda. Individual comments are limited to 3 minutes, and comments representing a group shall be limited to 5 minutes. Is there anyone wishing to address the first privilege of the floor?
Karen Engstrom, the town of Chautauqua. I'd like to commend and thank the legislature for the motion. I'm speaking to the motion opposing the Rapid Act and to the MOU on the NYSERDA proposals for solar. I'd like to thank the legislature for the motion in opposition to the governor's item in her budget, which would impose eminent domain, her control over our region, and it would also attack our right to home rule. We see that the Rapid Act did remain in the state budget as it was passed this week. But it is still important to oppose these policies because they have such a big effect on us. Other counties plan to pass a thing called a condemnatory resolution in response to her placement of the control of the siting of energy projects through eminent domain and the threat to our right, our very important right to home rule. Your work to protect our beautiful corner of this world is very much appreciated, and we expect that that protection will continue against great odds. So I support that motion, and I'd like to address the MOU as well. On your desk is a copy of Green Madness. It is a DVD film document that documents the destruction and waste caused by the building of one utility-scale industrial wind factory in Chautauqua County. It's a 4-year project, and it is Cassadaga wind only. I hope you will be curious enough to look at it. It is narrated by your colleagues, your neighbors, and your constituents. It's very short. The DVD is provided as a document to inform the legislature, and you are the first to see it. It has not been distributed, so this will be the world premiere. The use of wind and solar and the imposition of electricity mandates is not clean, it's not green, and it's not zero. The pollution is just elsewhere. Bad energy policy is based on the false assumption, the false assertion that carbon dioxide is bad. This is not true. The world is at a CO2 low point in geologic time. Plants and all life thrive with more CO2, and that is why CO2 is pumped into greenhouses to enhance the growth of plants. It is clear that the battery energy storage systems, BESS, which have been proposed by NYSERDA in this proposal for an MOU at Dunkirk Airport, is wasteful and unsafe. BESS is wasteful and unsafe. It's been proven many times. One example is Chautauqua, New York, where there is a BESS in operation. It costs $20 million, and it provides 2 hours of backup. Are you the timekeeper?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's new. Thank you. Where's my favorite other guy? Bruce, Brian, whatever. Thermal runaway BESS fires and lithium-ion battery fires cause toxic plumes of sulfuric acid and hydrofluoric acid. You probably already have heard of Lyme, New York, and the others that have happened that have been fatal in New York City. I would like to thank you again for your effort through this motion and any future motions to guard the health, safety, and welfare of our communities. And yes, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to address the first privilege of the floor? Seeing no one, I will close the first privilege of the floor. And now it's our pleasure that we have 2 commendations tonight. So I would invite down Legislator Wilfong and the County Executive to present the first commendation. It's on.
I guess it's on. It's on. Commendation, Office of, oh, excuse me, Abby Derby, come on down. I don't know why you're sitting back there.
If that's your mom, you can bring your
Oh,
mom.
yeah, Mom and Dad, come on down.
Mom and Dad.
Oh,
No, we're not going to start until you get down here. Come on. Go. Come on. You can come.
Office of Chautauqua County Executive, Chautauqua County, New York. Proclamation. Whereas Abby Derby was a state champion in bowling for the 2023-2024 season. And whereas Miss Derby, a senior at Jamestown High School, qualified for the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Girls Bowling Championships for the second consecutive year by finishing fourth at the Section 6 state qualifier. And whereas at the Section 6 state qualifier, Miss Derby turned in games of 189, 191, and 230 in the morning session, and games of 244, 212, and 170 in the afternoon to finish the 6-game series with a total of 1,236 pins. I think that's my career total. And whereas Miss Derby, as a member of the Section 6 composite team, clinched a first-place state title with a 6-game composite score of 6,378 pins. And whereas Miss Derby led the Section 6 margin of victory as she earned a second-place medal for the second highest series after rolling a score line of 234, 224, and 266 in the first session, and 208, 232, and 222 in the second session for a total of 1,386 pins. And whereas Miss Derby was also selected for the Section 6 Sportsmanship Award. And
Whereas Miss Derby had a 184 pin average this season, and whereas Miss Derby is an honor roll student, and whereas Miss Derby has volunteered for 4 years at the Framed in Pink Bowling Over Breast Cancer fundraiser and volunteers at the Lucille Ball Little Theater of Jamestown, and whereas Miss Derby is a member of the Jamestown High School's a cappella, concert band, orchestra, marching band, National Honor Society, and the People of Poetry Club. And whereas Miss Derby is committed to the Niagara University women's bowling team and is the first female bowler from Jamestown High School to receive a Division I scholarship. Now, therefore, we, Paul Wendel Jr., Chautauqua County Executive, and David E. Wilfong, Chautauqua County Legislator, District 11, do hereby recognize and commend Abby Derby for her tremendous leadership, numerous athletic, academic, extracurricular, and volunteer achievements. In the witness thereof, we have here to set our hand and cause the seal of the Chautauqua County to be affixed this day, 24th day of April 2024. P.J. Wendell, County Executive, David E. Wilfong, Chautauqua County Legislature. Congratulations.
Very impressive. I will tell you, in my life, I hope to break 100 in bowling and golf in the same year, and Abby was truly amazing in what she did. This next young man I'll bring up, a little bit more my style. So if I could please have Matthew Trim and family come on down. Office of County Executive, Chautauqua County, New York. Proclamation. Whereas Matthew Trim was a state champion in wrestling for the 2023-2024 season, and whereas Mr. Trim, a senior at Maple Grove High School, qualified for the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Wrestling Championships, and whereas Mr. Trim won the 215-pound state title, and whereas Mr. Trim is a 2-time Section 6 champion, 2-time Class CD champion, 3-time Gowanda Invitational champion, 2-time Patrick J. Morales Tournament champion, a Ripley Invitational champion, the Stoa Kickoff Classic champion, the Matthew Marino Invitational champion, and whereas Mr. Trim had a senior season record of 45-2. And whereas Mr. Trim was named the most outstanding wrestler in Section 6, Division 2, and whereas Mr. Trim was also selected as the Post-Journal and Observer 2024 Wrestler of the Year. And
whereas Mr. Trim attends my alma mater, Maple Grove High School, so it gives me great pleasure that whereas Mr. Trim is an honor roll student at Maple Grove High School and received the Excellence in Chemistry Award, whereas Mr. Trim is a member of the Maple Grove High School varsity soccer team, youth wrestling coach, and a referee for youth wrestling, softball and baseball, and the musical stage crew and prop design. And whereas after graduation, Mr. Trim hopes to start an internship doing plastic injection molding technology, and come the fall, he plans on attending Penn State Barron to major in plastics engineering. Now, therefore, we, Paul M. Wendel Jr., Chautauqua County Executive, and Pierre E. Chagnon, Chairman of the Chautauqua County Legislature, do hereby recognize and commend Matthew Trim for his tremendous leadership and numerous athletic, academic, extracurricular, and volunteer achievements. In witness whereof, we have hereto set our hand and caused the seal of the County of Chautauqua to be affixed this 24th day of April, 2024. Signed, Paul M. Wendel Jr., County Executive, and Pierre E. Chagnon, Chairman, Chautauqua County Legislature. Anything you'd like to say?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And now we have the pleasure of receiving the State of the County Address by County Executive Paul M. Wendel Jr. You gonna come down?
It's a process.
It's a process.
It is time for us to realize that we're too great a nation to limit ourselves to small dreams. We're not, as some would have us believe, doomed to an inevitable decline. I do not believe in a fate that will fall on us no matter what we do. I do believe in a fate that will fall on us if we do nothing. So with all the creative energy at our command, let us renew our determination, our courage, and our strength. And let us renew our faith and our hope. We have every right to dream heroic dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce Chautauqua County Executive Paul M. Wendel Jr.
Good evening. It's great to see you all here tonight. Mr. Chairman, county legislators, department heads, fellow county employees, and residents. Tonight I am here to present the 2024 Chautauqua County State of the County Address. I stand before you this evening with a sense of pride and determination to deliver a concise summary of the most important values our county provides. As we reflect on 2023, we had a year full of opportunities to form better ways to achieve our goals. Our continued dedication and commitment for our county shares a vision of prosperous future. As we embark on this journey through the State of the County Address, let's first cast our gaze back on the milestones of the past year. Despite economic uncertainties, Chautauqua County saw a surge in business investment, reflecting confidence in our local economy. We witnessed an expansion of our labor force, driven by strategic workforce development programs and partnerships with higher education, such as SUNY Fredonia and SUNY JCC, as well as community partners like the Manufacturing Association of the Southern Tier, the Dream It Do It program, and the P-Tech Academy. This collaboration ensures that our county remains competitive in the ever-evolving job market. Infrastructure improvements, such as the Complete Streets program that promotes pedestrian and bike traffic in our local communities, and continued investments in walking, hiking, and bike trail access throughout all of Chautauqua County. Moreover, I'm proud of the Phase 2 expansion of the South and Center Chautauqua Lake Sewer District, as well as preliminary discussions and early engineering studies on Phase 3 of the South and Center Chautauqua Lake Sewer District expansion, which will complete sewers around Chautauqua Lake. This showcases our dedication to improving infrastructure in Chautauqua County. As we explore the foundations of our county's success, it is imperative to highlight our steadfast commitment to conservatism. The principles of prudent budgeting, tax relief, and strategic financial management has guided our county to a solid fiscal position. The 2024 budget reflects our shared strategy and vision. Chautauqua County continues to provide services and programs at the highest quality while maintaining a budget at or below the mandated tax cap for the fourth consecutive year. Despite challenges such as unfunded mandates and national economic conditions, our commitment to fiscal responsibility remains unwavering. Our recent complete housing market study revealed challenges related to housing, primarily as they relate to affordability. As such, the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency and the Chautauqua County Partnership for Economic Growth have been working proactively to develop multiple projects that will provide safe, affordable, and efficient workforce housing throughout the county. These include projects in Silver Creek, several projects in Dunkirk, projects in Jamestown and Westfield. Steady growth and fiscal conservative budgeting, Chautauqua County's property tax rate stands at $6.91 per thousand of assessed valuation, a notable 89 cents below last year's rate and the lowest since 1982. Since taking office, we have reduced property tax rates by $1.51, providing significant relief to our residents. Maintaining a robust fund balance has been critical to our fiscal management strategy. Our bipartisan fiscal plan, unanimously endorsed by this legislature, mandates a general fund balance between 5 and 15%. This protects us against unforeseen expenses while preserving essential services. We remain conservative in our sales tax revenue estimates. This allows for flexibility for one-time increases without resorting to property tax hikes. Our ongoing investment in the New York State Municipal Trust remains steadfast. As pioneers in this endeavor, our dedication to optimizing our financial assets has proven fruitful. Notably, our strategic allocation of American Rescue Plan ARPA funds has generated a remarkable $1 million of additional revenue to the county's finances. Specifically, $800,000 was used in the 2024 county budget, and remaining funds allows us to return money to the ARPA projects funds, thus allowing us to expand ARPA projects for our county. Our fiscally conservative budgeting has cultivated a strong economy, fostering a business-friendly environment and ensuring the continued prosperity of Chautauqua County. In 2023, the CCIDA embarked on 34 projects in alignment with our county's economic development strategy, resulting in an impressive $842 million of investment in Chautauqua County. The strategic endeavors are projected to yield 574 permanent jobs within 15 different local industries, while preserving over 2,300 existing positions. Noteworthy projects include a $452 million Cummins engine internal expansion, as well as the $250 million investment in the Wells ice cream expansion, thus demonstrating a commitment to industry diversification and expansion within our region. Furthermore, acquisitions such as the purchase of the Weber Knapp by local ownership and the establishment of a Northeastern U.S. distribution center by Refresco at the Conagra CCIDA site in Dunkirk will highlight and focus our fostering local entrepreneurship and attracting external investment. In parallel, the Chautauqua County Partnership for Economic Growth advanced 26 priority projects, closely aligned with, again, the economic development strategy, providing financial and technical support totaling $459,000. The partnership catalyzed partner-led initiatives aimed at revitalizing our local economy and promoting long-term strategic investment. The partnership used $1.1 million in grant funding, which in turn was leveraged to create $28 million for its partners. This played a pivotal role in amplifying the impact of our economic development efforts. These collaborative endeavors, guided by our county's economic development strategy, developed in conjunction with Camoin Associates, community stakeholders, not only strengthen our business ecosystem, but lay the groundwork for sustained economic prosperity and resilience. The CCIDA has consistently ranked among the top performers in Western New York's industrial development agencies, and for several years, continuously securing its position within the top 10 performers statewide. The CCIDA stands out for its remarkable achievements in fostering investment and job growth. This distinguished track record underscores our unwavering commitment to driving economic prosperity and opportunities within Chautauqua County. Since assuming office, investing in the future of Chautauqua County has been a top priority. In 2024, we are taking bold steps to drive economic growth, address population decline, and enhance the quality of life for all residents. In a strong commitment to address population loss and entrepreneurship and workforce development, the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency recently launched Live CHQ and Choose CHQ branding campaigns. This is designed to showcase Chautauqua County as a premier destination for business, family, and recreation. These campaigns emphasize our strong quality of life indicators, robust outdoor recreation opportunities, and welcoming business landscape. With dedicated websites for both initiatives, we aim to attract new businesses, residents, and visitors to our vibrant community. In line with our commitment to economic expansion, the CCIDA meticulously analyzed, and with the recommendation of Newmark Group, one of the country's leading real estate advisory and service firms, along with support and endorsements from Invest Buffalo Niagara and the state of New York, we are moving forward with the development of a shovel-ready site in the town of Ripley. This new site, spanning over 150 acres, represents the second largest industrial park in the county and is among the largest new industrial parks in Western New York and promises significant developmental potential. With extensive due diligence and strategic negotiations, we are poised to unlock new opportunities for growth and prosperity. Chautauqua County, related to warehousing, distribution, logistics, light manufacturing, and just to name a few. Building on previous initiatives, strategic reactivation projects are advancing across the county. From the revitalization of the White Inn in Fredonia to the development of key properties in Silver Creek, we are actively repurposing strategic assets to breathe new life into our communities. By leveraging public-private partnerships and targeting investments, we are transforming vacant spaces into vibrant hubs of activity, driving economic revitalization and community development. In our ongoing commitment to broadband expansion, we have partnered with ECC Technologies to develop a strategic plan for broadband expansion. In this process, we've identified over 3,600 underserved locations across the county. We have demonstrated our commitment to bringing broadband to each and every household in this county. We have recently finalized contracts with DFT Communication and Charter Spectrum to complete these efforts in infrastructure upgrades that are crucial to the economic development and enhancing our residents' quality of life, enabling remote work, better access to services, education, and healthcare. Strategically allocating ARPA funds will enhance Chautauqua County's attractiveness to young professionals who rely on high-speed broadband for their livelihoods. Despite some detractors, let me simply state what we are achieving is extraordinary. Over the past 4 years, Chautauqua County has issued 1,512 new business licenses, with 389 of those being granted in 2023 alone. Having personally attended over 75 ribbon-cutting celebrations hosted by the Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce, it is evident that small business growth continues in Chautauqua County. This is the backbone of our community. Despite grappling with the unprecedented challenges of high inflation and economic uncertainty, our county remains a beacon of entrepreneurs seeking to expand their business ventures right here in our county. This surge in new businesses, coupled with increased investment from our existing enterprises, underscores the resilience and vibrancy of our local economy. The strategic investments we're making in our economy are poised to yield even greater dividends. By fostering an environment conducive to growth, we will continue to create high-paying jobs, further lowering unemployment rates and expanding our labor force. Our unwavering commitment to collaboration has led to significant victories for our county. Working alongside Senator Schumer and Congressman Nick Langworthy, we secured substantial funding for critical projects across our county. These projects include vital support for the Barcelona Harbor in the town of Westfield, ensuring the dredging of the federal channel and improvements to its breakwall to safeguard against sedimentation. Similar funding was secured for the dredging of Dunkirk Harbor in the city of Dunkirk and enhancements to its breakwall, as well as for the dredging of Cattaraugus Creek Harbor in the town of Hanover. Earlier this year, we've successfully received funding for an Army Corps of Engineers aquatic ecosystem restoration feasibility study on Chautauqua Lake, as well as federal earmarks for sewer projects around the lake. Additionally, collaborative efforts with the legislature, we have allocated $500,000 for in-lake maintenance, expanding early season weed harvesting, and ensuring ongoing maintenance efforts throughout the year. These initiatives are crucial for preserving the long-term health and vibrancy of not only Chautauqua Lake, but every lake in our county for generations to come. In our continued commitment to fund travel and tourism with the use of 3% occupancy tax funding, we have continued to fund festivals and events all throughout Chautauqua County. In addition to these long-standing events, this year, we have partnered with the Village of Fredonia Mayor Mike Ferguson to ensure the continuation of the Fredonia Farm Festival in 2024. This beloved event highlights our agricultural history and rich culture in Chautauqua County, while bringing together our community, simultaneously driving economic growth. This festival draws thousands of visitors through the downtown Fredonia, boosting our local economy. Through our collective efforts, we are committed to ensuring the continued success of this long-cherished tradition. In 2023, Chautauqua County inaugurated our new office space at Lucas Street in the city of Dunkirk. Designed to offer a more conducive environment for both a county staff and residents seeking assistance, centrally located and conveniently accessible via a CHQ transit bus stop, this facility enhances our commitment to serving our communities. In 2023, the integration of the Department of Mental Hygiene with the Department of Social Services has enabled us to identify service gaps and deliver more comprehensive wraparound services to county residents. Expanding behavioral health services has been a pivotal initiative in collaboration with the New York State Office of Mental Health, our Department of Mental Hygiene, and the Resource Center. Through concerted efforts, we have established school-based satellite clinics across 8 additional sites, ensuring that students are receiving crucial services without sacrificing valuable educational time. By integrating behavioral health support with schools, we aim to reduce the stigma surrounding seeking help and promote a culture of mental wellness. Moreover, telemental health services are now available, further breaking down barriers to access. These services encompass a spectrum of offerings tailored to each individual school district's needs, ranging from staff training in youth mental health first aid to peer-led based suicide prevention leadership teams. We are committed to supporting comprehensive suicide training and prevention response plans, as well as providing students with the necessary tools to navigate the mental health challenges effectively. Our partnership allows schools to increase their student services while new therapists train under the county, ensuring seamless service delivery without burdening the local school budgets. This year, the Department of Social Services launched a Code Blue Warming Center to aid residents in need, alongside collaborative efforts to establish a women's shelter supported by Chautauqua County ARPA funding. These initiatives reflect our dedication to addressing homelessness and providing support to vulnerable populations. With nearly 1 year under our belt, the Chautauqua County Health Department's mobile health vehicle has proven to increase access and care across the county. Equipped with a medical exam room, this vehicle expands our capacity to deliver essential healthcare services to underserved communities. Additionally, the Welcome Home Baby program, operational for its first full year in 2023, provided in-home visits for nearly half of all newborns in Chautauqua County, offering valuable support and connections to local resources for new parents. Looking ahead to 2024, the Chautauqua County Health Department plans to collaborate closely with planning and development to municipalities to ensure green spaces countywide, promoting equitable access to outdoor resources for physical activity and wellness. Moreover, efforts will focus on substance abuse response initiatives, utilizing opioid settlement funds, and mitigate risks, prevent overdose deaths, and raise awareness of the dangers of drug use. In 2023, the Chautauqua County Jail's medical unit achieved national accreditation, while the Substance Abuse Recovery and Reentry Program, also the Associated Medication-Assisted Treatment Program, completed their first full year of operation. With evidence-based treatment for opioid and alcohol use disorders, these programs enrolled 304 incarcerated individuals in 2023, with 3,519 medication-assisted treatment nursing visits. Recently, Chautauqua County inaugurated the Reentry Hub for newly released inmates, offering essential services support to their transition back into the community. These services include transportation assistance, CHQ transit access, phone charging facilities, discharge planning, social services application support, food pantry referrals, overdose prevention education, housing assistance, and so much more. The overarching goal of this initiative is to reduce recidivism rates by equipping individuals with the necessary tools and resources for successful community reintegration and long-term rehabilitation. I am proud to announce an initiative I am calling Vision 2024. This will be a comprehensive analysis of our current office space and configuration. In an effort to provide efficient workspace for our county buildings, we need to evaluate current office layouts and configuration to optimize space and workflow. Engineers and architects alike will review and provide recommendations to best reconfigure our building's internal footprint at the Jurassic Office Building and the Hall R. Clothier Building on our Mayville campus. Neither of these buildings have seen any significant changes since they were constructed in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Creating a modern and efficient workspace is crucial for several reasons. This investment is aimed to enhance the productivity and employee satisfaction. It is proven that well-designed and equipped environment fosters collaboration, creativity, and comfort. Our buildings need to reflect positively our county's image and reputation, both internally and externally. These endeavors attract top talent and will instill confidence in the clients and stakeholders. Moreover, a modern workspace allows for better utilization of resources, optimizing efficiency and reducing operational costs in the long run. Bottom line, we're looking out for taxpayer dollars. In addition to planned renovation, the county is currently collaborating with the town of Chautauqua to secure additional space at the historic Mayville School for civil service exams. This strategic move not only alleviates congestion right here within the GOB, enabling other departments to utilize freed up space, but also offers a larger and more conducive environment for those prospective county employees to undertake their examinations. While seemingly minor, this ripple effect of positivity exemplifies our commitment to maximizing resources across Chautauqua County. Our efficiency and effectiveness will maximize our processes and outcomes, achieving our desired results. Working with our municipalities, working with agencies, and working with all elements of county government, this allows us to have a constant focus on accountability. The vision is our commitment to meeting the needs of our residents and employees alike. I am filled with pride and excitement to stand before you to share this encouraging message of Chautauqua County. Every success we achieve is a reminder of our unwavering dedication and steadfast commitment. Each time we overcome a challenge, we'll become stronger and more effective. Our county stands tall as a testament to our resilience, elevating services for our residents, enriching their lives, and cultivating unprecedented economic prosperity. Our vision for county government has become the bedrock of our county's efforts and anchors our county's long-term financial stability. Our future is full of promise and possibility, fueled by successful actions we have taken and the strategic investments we are continuing to make. Let us move forward together to build a future where resilience reigns supreme, where fortitude knows no bounds, and where Chautauqua County is more prosperous than ever. So let us renew our determination, our courage, and our strength. And let us renew our faith and our hope. We have every right to dream heroic dreams. This is our county, our vision, our future. I express with great gratitude sharing this vision with you this evening and appreciate your attention. Thank you for attending the 2024 State of the County Address, and have a good evening.
And now, down to business. Olivia, take us away.
All right. There are no veto messages from County Executive Wendell from the March 27th, 2024 meeting. Our office has received the 6 communications as listed on the agenda. If you would like a copy of any of these items, please let our office know.
That brings us to our public hearing that is scheduled this evening regarding the 2024 inclusions to the Chautauqua County agricultural districts. So I will open the public hearing. Is there anyone wishing to address the public hearing regarding the 2024 inclusions to the Chautauqua County agricultural districts?
Mr. Chairman, I have a brief narrative to read from the Department of Planning and Economic Development.
Please do.
Okay. The Chautauqua County Legislature is responsible for Chautauqua County agricultural districts in accordance with New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets. The annual yearly inclusion was held from January 2nd to January 31st. Landowners submitted requests for land to be added to the Ag District during the month of January. The Chautauqua County Agricultural and Farmland Protection Board reviewed the requests and recommended for the 7 requested parcels to be added to the existing Ag districts.
Thank you. Anyone else to address the public hearing? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Olivia, that brings us to the resolutions.
Okay. 103-24, confirm appointment and reappointments, Parks Commission.
Any comments, questions on the resolution? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
104-24, amend 2024 budget for buildings and grounds.
Any questions, any discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
105-24, amend 2024 budget for real property tax office.
Any questions, any comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
106-24, amend 2024 budget for the Tyler Civil Serve License Project within the Chautauqua County American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA spending plan.
Are there any comments, any discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
107-24, amend 2024 budget to accept NYS DEC grant funds and designate local match for Bemis Creek non-point source planning grant.
Any discussion, any comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
108-24, accept grant funding from the New York State Department of State for a Chautauqua County countywide resiliency plan and amend 2024 budget.
Are there any questions or comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
109-24, amend 2023 budget for year-end reconciliations, health insurance fund.
Any comments, any questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
110-24, amend 2023 capital project account, DPF large equipment.
Are there any questions or comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
111-24, amend 2023 budget due to the 2023 year-end reconciliations, capital projects.
Are there any questions or comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
112-24, close capital projects 2023 year-end reconciliation.
Any questions, any comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
113-24, authorize execution of NYS Office of Homeland Security funding grant, Operation Stone Garden FY23.
Any discussion or questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
114-24, authorize lease agreement between Chautauqua County and Western New York Public Broadcasting Association for tower space.
Any discussion, any questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
115-24, South Chautauqua Lake Sewer District lateral restrictions for agricultural district properties situated within the District Phase 2 boundary extension.
Are there any questions, any comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
116-24, authorize MOU with NYSERDA to conduct a feasibility assessment for the development of a utility-scale solar photovoltaic renewable energy project at DKK.
Are there any questions or comments on the resolution? Legislator Scudder.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. While I voted in favor of this in committee, I will be changing my vote tonight against it. This is not a vote against the Dunkirk Airport. It's just a vote not in favor of the solar project. Thank you.
Thank you. Legislator Pavlik.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I also won't be supporting this this evening. I do want to acknowledge that I appreciate the Dunkirk Airport and staff for seeking opportunity for some financial support. I applaud that, but I don't support the solar project in general. I feel that that we should be, as a state, as a country, seeking other alternatives that have a better long-term feasibility. Something that would I think that it's a lot of money to put into a lot of different areas of our county. We're utilizing a lot of acreage. We have a facility right in Dunkirk that doesn't take that much of a footprint. I think some research and development, I think just as a clean of a producing plant could be placed back in there and produce just as much energy. And I think that would be a better utilization of our funds as a country. And I think that it would have a longer shelf life, if you would, and less disruption to our county. We have a beautiful county. And more power plants that are spread out across the county are cluttering it up, in my opinion. So I can't support MOU. Thank you.
Thank you. Legislator Wilfong.
Well, I'd like to speak in favor of this opportunity for solar power at the Dunkirk Airport. This is going to be an opportunity for us. We will be getting some type of revenue, and it'll be great to maybe offset the operating cost of the Dunkirk Airport itself. One of the things is I can actually look around. If you travel in the country, solar farms and wind farms are popping up. And I'm not a big fan of them myself, but you either lead, follow, or get out of the way. And when you go and fly into airports, you see all kinds of solar panels there. I think it's a great opportunity for Dunkirk to move forward. I wish it was in the city of Jamestown, what I represent, but I think it's an opportunity we cannot afford to pass. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments on the resolution? Seeing none, would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Anthony.
Yes.
Mr. Bankowski.
Yes.
Mr. Buchanan.
Yes.
Mrs. Gustafson. Mr. Harmon.
Yes.
Mr. Heiser.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson is absent. Mr. Landy.
Yes.
Mr. Larson.
Yes.
Mr. Nelson.
Yes.
Mr. Nebel.
Yes.
Ms. Parker.
Yes.
Mr. Pavlak.
No.
Mr. Penhallow.
Yes.
Mr. Proctor.
No.
Mr. Scudder. Ms. Vanstrom.
Yes.
Mr. Wilfong.
Yes.
Chairman Shagnon.
Yes.
Okay. There are 14 yes votes, 4 no votes, and 1 member absent. The resolution is adopted. (117-24). SEQRA Notice of Intent to Serve as Lead Agency for the North Chautauqua County Water District Phase 3.
Are there any comments or any questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
118-24, authorizing public hearing regarding the third modification to map and plan for improvements in the North Chautauqua County Water District.
Are there any questions or any comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
119-24, affirmation of determinations in relation to reduction of infiltration and inflow in the Portland-Pomfret-Dunkirk Sewer District.
Are there any questions or comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
120-24, authorizing application to the NYS Office of the State Comptroller in relation to the repair and replacement of apparatus and equipment of the Portland-Pomfret-Dunkirk Sewer District.
Are there any comments or questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
121-24, designate Chautauqua County as lead agency responsible for state environmental quality review of state-funded snowmobile trail updates for 2024.
Are there any questions or comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
122-24, accept state environmental quality review of proposed 2024 agricultural district inclusions.
Any questions or comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
123-24, determination of Chautauqua County Legislature on proposed 2024 agricultural district inclusions.
Are there any comments or questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. And we now have an emergency resolution that's been proposed, that's been laid on the desks. Legislator Bankowski.
Yes, sir. I'd like to make a motion to bring Resolution 124-24 to the floor.
Okay, we have a motion and a second by Legislator Wilfong. Any discussion on the motion to bring this resolution to the floor for discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, it is on the floor for discussion. Would the clerk please read the resolution name?
Sure. Authorize federal and state aid application for the Chautauqua County Jamestown Airport ARFF testing equipment.
I will now invite the airport manager to come down and explain the resolution. Shannon, please. Yes.
Good evening, and thank you for accepting the emergency resolution. And the resolution was, as Livia said, to apply for ARF testing equipment. This equipment would be added on to our current ARF truck. The testing equipment was recommended by the FAA in order to test aqueous film forming foam that is in our ARF truck right now. ARF is our aircraft rescue and firefighting truck. I'm sure you've heard a lot about PFAS. As we test it right now, the older truck does not have the capability to recirculate that inside, and we have to test it onto the ground. We don't want to do that. It's a requirement that we can't anymore. So we are looking to purchase at this time, instead of the new ARF truck, which we have already been approved to apply for in February of this year. We went to apply for it in March, and then they asked us just recently if we would apply now for this testing equipment instead of spending the $800,000 of federal funding, and it would be $43,000 local share. They're asking us to do this testing equipment, which is now a $1,400 local share in 2024, so reducing it around $40,000. And that was the quick turnaround on getting this in today. We have till the end of the month to sign it and get it applied for. So this isn't the acceptance. They have asked us to just replace what we had already applied for. Anybody have any questions for me?
Any questions? Legislator Wilfong.
I just want to kind of chime in there and say, and one of the things is the FAA does this to us all the time. They actually came to Shannon and they told Shannon, okay, we're going to do this for you, but it has to be approved by April 30th. That's why it's an emergency resolution at this time, because we had to have the okay before our next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Legislator Parker.
My understanding that it's really so significantly less expensive, right? Did you say the?
Yes. So the truck replacement was $860,000 with a $43,000 local share. This testing equipment, which would now be added onto our current truck, and the reason we wanted to replace it was because it's 2006. I mean, it's dated, but it's still great shape and usable. So this equipment would be $28,000 with a local share of $1,400 in this year.
Any other questions, comments on the proposed resolution? Thank you, Shannon. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? We have one nay. Okay, resolution is carried. Olivia, that brings us to motions.
Okay. All right. Motion A on the agenda, opposing Part O of the Governor's 2024 Article 7 revenue bill regarding the siting of a major electric transmission facilities, also known as the Rapid Act, has received the required amount of signatures to be brought to the floor.
Legislator Proctor.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to withdraw this motion for consideration. The budget law has been passed by the New York State Legislature, and along with it, the inclusion of a revised Part O, also known as the Rapid Act. With this passage, the language in this motion is obsolete. I do intend to rewrite the motion reflecting on the revisions made and reintroduce this motion next month, because I very much oppose this legislation. This legislation will undermine the protection of natural resources by extinguishing conservation easements, impose deadlines to rush to decision, and undermine home rule and municipal law. I believe literally New York will have a cold and dark future if this state continues down the path of which the Rapid Act is just one part of. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion to withdraw the motion. Do I have a second? Legislator Gustafson. We have a second. Okay. Discussion on the motion to withdraw motion A. Hearing none, all those in favor of withdrawing motion A, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? It is withdrawn.
All right. Motion B on the agenda, proclaiming May 14th, 2024, Apraxia Awareness Day in Chautauqua County, has received the required amount of signatures to be brought to the floor.
Are there any comments or discussion on motion B? Legislator Proctor.
Mr. Chairman, I brought this motion forward because I was unaware of what apraxia was. So I hope this will make more people here and in the county aware of this disease that afflicts children. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Motion C on the agenda, calling on elected officials in New York State to support the Local Journalism Sustainability Act, has received the required amount of signatures to be brought to the floor.
Legislator Nebel.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to amend this motion by substitution. The substituted versions are on our desks.
Okay, and could you please briefly explain the changes?
Actually, the Journalism Sustainability Act has been passed by both the Senate and the Assembly. It is in the 24-25 budget, which was recently signed by the governor. At the time I wrote the motion, that it hadn't been passed by either the Senate or the Assembly, and it certainly hadn't been signed by the governor. Basically, now this just puts the legislature on record in support of the Journalism Sustainability Act, and copies will be sent to the governor's office.
Thank you. Good explanation. So we have a motion to revise the motion to the copy that is laid on the desk, so to revise it by substitution. Motion to revise was made by Legislator Nebel and a second by Legislator Vanstrom. Any discussion on the motion to accept the replacement by substitution of motion C? Legislator Parker.
I wanted to say that I appreciate Legislator Nebel's efforts to support the Local Journalism Sustainability Act, but I wanted to read something out of the paper today.
Excuse me, does this relate to the change?
Oh, is this just the change?
Just to the change.
Okay, then I'll save my comments.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I look forward to your comments, but this is just a discussion to accept the changes by substitution.
Yes,
Any other comments, questions on the motion to accept the changes by substitution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? The revised version that was laid on the desk, the substitution, is now on the floor for discussion. Legislator Parker.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Chairman. And I appreciate Legislators Nebel's efforts to support the Local Journalism Sustainability Act, which, as he said, has been passed by the full legislature at the New York State level and also signed by the governor. I wanted to read something from one of our local newspapers, which apparently will benefit from that. And there's a quote from Zachary Richner, founder of the Empire State Local News Coalition. And as he says, New York State is the first state to have such a sustainability act. And he says this program's a model for other states across the U.S. to follow as communities across the country raise their voices to save local news. We're incredibly proud of the 200 newspapers in our coalition, which built an unprecedented grassroots movement in support of saving New York's local news industry in a few short months. We're especially grateful to Senator Brad Holyman-Sigel, whose tireless advocacy for this tax credit was instrumental in moving it through the legislative process. The coalition thanks Governor Hochul, Majority Leader Stuart Cousins, Speaker Hesty, Assembly Sponsor Kerry Werner, and the entire legislature for supporting this industry-saving policy. And we look forward to continuing our advocacy for local news in the years to come. Richner continued, other states and stakeholders interested in replicating this playbook and hearing, and then goes on to state where you can contact. While I think this is a really excellent bill, Local Journalism Sustainability Act, I think that we don't need to send any correspondence supporting this, and I will not be voting for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Legislator Wilfong.
I know you've heard me many times complain about the editorials that I see in the Post-Journal, but I think this is very, very important. This is about some of our constitutional rights when it comes to the power of the freedom of speech. And there's getting to be less and less papers and news media, and I think that's a problem when it comes to what I would call the fake news, that type of thing. I think this type of we need to support the Sustainability Act, and I want to make sure that the Post-Journal knows that I am 100% behind it, even though I'm very critical of them, but I want to know that I do support them for what they do. Thank you.
Thank you. Legislator Parker.
I just wanted to reiterate what I said about fully supporting this. We've had many discussions about motions and the real true meaning of them. I am fully supportive of this Local Journalism Sustainability Act and of our local newspapers and the 200 newspapers across New York. But I don't see a reason for spending the time and money to create a motion that in fact serves no purpose. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions, discussion on motion C as revised? Legislator Larson.
Over the decades, motions in the county legislature have been a real bugaboo. They tend to result in more discussion than, for example, an $8 million bond issue for a county sewer district. That usually will have no discussion. Aye, it's unanimous. So many motions just invite dissension, discussion of whether it's a waste of time. Does the county legislature have any special expertise in what we're being asked to send off to somebody? But I don't remember in all my years involved with county government, we ever had a motion saying, well, we were going to urge you to pass this law, but now that you've passed it, we just want you to know we're glad you passed it. It's a waste of correspondence by our clerk. It's a waste of responding time and correspondence from the governor's office acknowledging our motion. What if we voted against the Sustainability Act and sent that motion off to Albany? It means nothing. It's just a nullity. It means absolutely nothing. What we've asked for, we already have. It'd be like writing a motion to Washington that we just want them to know we support the Social Security Act of 1937. We're in favor of Social Security. It's a waste of time. And motions sometimes are and have been for decades. I appreciate that the rules of the legislature at least now require 10 people to bring it to the floor and 13 of the 19, I believe, to pass a motion. That's an improvement over some decades ago, and I congratulate whoever worked on those rules. Obviously, well, not obviously, since people want to be on the record, This is an historic break for the free press, and New York State's the first state to do it. I support it, but I don't believe in wasting the clerk's time or the governor's office time on something that already exists. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Legislator Nebel.
Mr. Chairman, I believe there are some efforts in the House to have some sort of corresponding legislation nationally pertaining to the Journalism Sustainability Act. So I think what we do here this evening, I think it could lend support to legislation that might be coming nationally. So I will not withdraw the motion. I think we should act on it and vote whichever way we want to on this motion.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments, discussion on motion C? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Anthony. Yes. Mr. Bankowski. No. Mr. Buchanan. Yes. Mrs. Gustafson. Mr. Herman. Yes. Mr. Heiser. Yes. Mr. Johnson is absent. Mr. Landy. Yes. Mr. Larson. No. Mr. Nelson. Yes. Mr. Nebel.
Yes.
Ms. Parker. No. Mr. Pavlak.
Yes.
Mr. Penhollow.
Yes.
Mr. Proctor.
Yes.
Mr. Scudder.
Yes.
Ms. Vanstrom.
Yes.
Mr. Wilfong.
Yes.
Chairman Shagnon.
Yes.
There are 15 yes votes, 3 no votes, and 1 member absent. The motion is adopted.
Okay, that brings us to announcements on the agenda. Are there any announcements that any legislators would like to make? Legislator Wolfong.
Yeah, I'd like to please come and join us at the annual Chamber State Legislative Breakfast Friday, May 10th at 8:30 at Chautauqua Suites, 215 Westlake Road, Mayville. Advanced registration is required by 5/6, May 6th. The Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce is pleased to once again host State Senator Barillo and Assemblyman Goodell for this interactive event. Come prepared with your questions for our state legislators. It's a great opportunity to interact with them and other local business people. Check-in will be at 8 a.m. with a buffet breakfast. Program starts at 8:30. The price is $25 for chamber members and $29 for non-members. Thank you.
Thank you. Legislator Bankowski.
Yes, on behalf of myself and Legislator Buchanan, we'd like to invite everybody to the Dunkirk City Pier, May 31st to June 2nd for the City of Dunkirk first Walleye Festival, which will take place on Friday, May 31st through Sunday, June 2nd. They're going to have live music on Saturday from 7 to 10. There's going to be food trucks and fishing gear vendors will be on site both Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday, there's a real nice little caveat here. There's going to have a kids fishing clinic and tournament, which will take place on Sunday morning at 10.
Thank you. Other announcements, Legislator Heiser.
Yes, just inviting everybody out in that same vein to the Climber Tulip Festival. The 2024 Climber Tulip Festival will be May 17th and 18th. Great food, music, Dutch dancing, jump houses, clowns, tractors, fire trucks, and more. So please avail yourselves to that if desired. Thank you.
Will you be dancing?
I will not be, but thank you for putting that image in everybody's head.
Legislator Landy.
Chairman, the Jamestown Airport has gifted all legislators a T-shirt from the Eclipse, so if you haven't picked it up, they're in the clerk's office.
Okay. Any other announcements? Any other announcements? Seeing none, We will move to the second privilege of the floor, wherein members of the public may comment on any subject. A member of the legislature may speak on any subject. Individual comments are limited to 3 minutes, and comments representing a group shall be limited to 5 minutes. Is there anyone wishing to address the second privilege of the floor? Legislator Wilfong.
A couple months ago, I spoke about my disappointment in the information and articles printed by the Post-Journal. I want to make sure that my statements were only speaking about the editorial comments in the Post-Journal. And I'd like to apologize to any current or past reporter that I may have offended that have worked for the Post-Journal. I have always been treated fairly by these reporters and would like to thank them for what they do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to address the second privilege of the floor? Legislator Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Speaking of newspapers, someone pointed out to me there's a big story on a new rescue boat. And the person who commented said that they had read through the story rather carefully, and nowhere in there did it say how much it cost and where the money came from. So maybe at our next month's meeting, somebody could fill us in on the cost of the boat, if it came from President Biden's ARPA money or state grant or local foundations or whatever. I think the people, it sounded like a great thing, but people ought to have a right to know how much did it cost and where did the money come from. Thank you.
It's a good suggestion, and hopefully the Public Safety Committee next month could receive that information. Hopefully the chairman will support that. Anyone else wishing to address the second privilege of the floor?
Karen Engstrom, thank you.
Yeah.
Just one more thing. Perhaps you're aware of it. If you're not, I would like to know why there are wind turbine components passing on our county roads. They apparently are coming from China through the Niagara area, offloading, coming down 219, going west on I-86, and then encountering the construction of Bemis Point Bridge, taking that as a detour, going west on 430 through Hartfield and DeWittville and Mayville, and then turning east again on 394. They are convoys of 8 vehicles, front and back state police, and so far it's been nacelles. Those are the large units that go on the top of the columns of wind turbines that weigh 300 tons. Does anyone know that these are passing on our county roads? I've asked the state police to respond. I've asked the DOT to respond. I've questioned the Mayville town. Got no answers. We should be informed. We are bicycle people every day, bicycling on 394 and 430. We are Amish. We've used buggies. We are Chautauqua Institution pedestrians. We need to be warned when extremely large convoys of this nature are coming. We don't know where they're going. They go back on I-86. I've witnessed them going west on 86 from 394. Don't know if they're going to Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois, Texas. Who knows where they're going? They came from China, and they're passing through our county roads. Sure would like you to know about it, so that's why I'm telling you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to address the second privilege of the floor? Seeing no one, I'm looking for a motion, and Legislator Anthony's hand went up first. Please?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, and a second by Legislator Bankowski. All in favor? Aye. And we're adjourned. Thank you.